Hey guys, so this is the look that I'll be showing you how to get today. It looks a little bit difficult, but don't be discouraged. It's not that hard. My biggest takeaway though would be to take your time while you're applying your foundation. It's not every day that you go for something this dramatic, so when you do, make sure you're not in a rush. Make sure you have a cup of coffee and a second to breathe if you're blending and getting a little frustrated. So yeah, I hope that you have fun recreating this look, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first color we're going to use today is from the Tartelette Palette, and it's this one here called Free Spirit. We're going to use that one for the brow bone. Let me backtrack really quick just so we're clear. I did already prime my lids with an eyeshadow primer. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion, this one here. But yeah, so then we used our brow bone color, which is Free Spirit from the Tartelette Palette. And then next we're going to go in with our transition shade, Wanderer, this one here from the Tartelette Palette, that same palette. It's a little bit dark for a transition shade, but we're using a darker crease color, so this will work just fine. And then you just blend this into the area right in between the crease and the brow bone, and you're just gonna do a light brushing motion to keep the application light. Okay, so once our transition color is blended into our brow bone, we can go ahead and apply our crease color. I like to apply the crease color first and then the lid color and then go back in with the crease color. I feel like I can control it a little bit better. So using another blending brush, you can use one that's a little bit more tapered at the top, so it's a little bit more cut like to a tip. This is the MAC 217. We're going to use Multitasker from that same palette. It's this one here, and that's gonna go in the actual crease of the eye. So when it comes to the crease color, you want to be very careful because this can get out of control very quickly. So you want to go ahead and start off with a small amount and work that into the crease and then slowly build up. So I just went ahead and cleaned up the fallout that I had, and I used a wipe, so I cut the edges pretty clean, so I just have room for eyeliner now. But next up, we're going to go ahead and use our lid color. The lid color that we're using is going to be really glittery, so we're going to want to use a setting spray to wet the brush. The palette that I'm using is the Too Faced Natural Love palette. And the color that I'm using is Honey Pot. It's right here in the middle. By flipping the brush over, you're obviously not going to have as much product, so using that side of the brush, I'm going to start to slowly move upward onto the lid. Now we're going to go ahead and focus on the rest of the face, starting with my primer. I'm going to use my color correcting correction concentrate by Pixie by Petra. It's in Awakening Apricot. For concealer, I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape in the color Light Neutral. Next up, we're going to set up our concealer in place with a loose powder. I used our CMA translucent powder. Then we'll just go ahead and dust that off with a fluffy brush. And then my Fit Me powder, face powder, and a powder brush is what I'll use next. Okay, so to finish off the face, we're going to go ahead and contour. I have been using the Wet n Wild contouring palette in the color Caramel Toffee, and it's actually really good. So I'm going to use a angled brush like this one, and I'm going to go into this color here and pretty much place the color where I want it. And then using a fluffy brush like this one, we're going to blend it out. And then I'll go in with my Hoola by Benefit right on top of that to kind of tone down the bronzed up look and give it a little bit more depth. For blush today, I'll be using a Mellow Wine by Wet n Wild.
And I really like the way this looks against the warmth of that bronzer we used initially. Because if it was too cool toned, I think it would clash. But I think these two look really nice together.
Okay, and then for highlighter, I'll be using Precious Pearls by Wet n Wild. I literally dug my whole nail into that. That sucks. Okay. Now we're going to finish off the eyes, and I'm going to apply eyeliner and eyelashes. For eyeliner, I like to go in with the e.l.f. liquid eyeliner. Next up are eyelashes. So first I'll go in with a little bit of mascara, and I'll curl my eyelashes before I apply some falsies. So today I'll be using the Eyelure eyelashes in the number 126. They're super dramatic, so I think this will look really good with the eye we did today. Okay, so that's the way they look. I would have definitely trimmed them a little bit. They're a little long, but overall it looks pretty good. Now we're gonna go in with the lip. I'm going to use a really bold, dark lip, and I'm gonna use the eyeliner by Milani in the color Sugar Plum. It's this one, and it's super inexpensive. You can get it at any drugstore, honestly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips. And then on top of that, I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in, what is this? Trust Issues. Okay guys, so after I applied my eyelashes, my lipstick, and all I did was add a little bit of extra mascara to my bottom lashes. This is what it looks like. It's pretty dramatic, and it's a pretty bold lip with a pretty bold eye. I hope I made it easy enough to follow along with, and I hope you give it a shot.